folks? Welcome back to the Lakers Lens Podcast, episode 17. Can you believe it, Max? It's been 17 weeks we've been doing this thing.
That is... wow, I didn't even realize that. That is amazing.
Doesn't seem that long, but... episode 17, lots going on in the Lakers world. First of all, we have a game tonight against the Rockets, but it's not just against the Rockets, it's a very important game. Mm-hmm. We are fighting to not play in the play-in game. We're fighting and potentially to slide into that 6 seed, or the 5 seed. No, 6.
Yeah, I think we do have a chance to get the 5 seed, but it's very unlikely. I don't think that... Yeah. We're more going for the 6 seed.
Right. So why don't you... I know you have some stats there for us and some schedule ifs and what ifs. So why don't you break that down for us, Max?
Yeah, so it was a tweet from Mike Trudell, who's awesome. You should definitely follow him. He's the Lakers reporter.
Okay, so this is the breakdown. I had saved this because I was like, this is perfect for the podcast. We can just explain it. These are both scenarios. So this is first Portland versus LA scenario. If Portland goes 3-0 or 2-1, they finish ahead of the Lakers. If Portland goes 1-2, the Lakers have to go 3-0. And this is to get basically to be out of the plan. If Portland goes 0-3, the Lakers can go 2-1. So we need Portland to lose. And they do have a tough schedule coming up, so that is the positive. They got the Jazz and the Suns, right? I believe.
Yeah,
they played
Jazz,
tonight, too.
Suns, and then tonight's a tough game, I think.
I think it's the Suns or Jazz.
Let's look real quick. I have it right here. So the rest of their games are not incredibly easy. I mean, now keep in mind, Max, these are locked-in playoff spots for these guys. Now, it's not to say they're going to, not the Trailblazers, but all these guys are playing, the Jazz, the Suns, and the Nuggets. I mean, how hard are they going to play? I know the Suns and the...
that is a good...
I think the Suns and the Jazz are locked in their spots. I'm not sure. Let's see. No, the Suns are 2 games back.
It's still pretty close. I don't think the Blazers will... I think they'll probably go 2-1, I would think. I just have a feeling I think we might end up in the play-in. We need them to either go 1-2, or excuse me, I'm sorry. I meant Portland. I think is going to go either 1-2, and we get the 6, or they're going to go 2-1. I think that it's going to be either flopped like that, like one of those two ways. So I don't know. And then also for Dallas versus Lakers scenarios, it's the same as Portland with both holding the tiebreaker. Mm-hmm. If Dallas goes 3-0 or 2-1, they finish ahead of LA. Mm-hmm. If Dallas goes 1-2, Lakers have to go 3-0. If Dallas goes 0-3, Lakers could go 2-1. So kind of similar. So you kind of get the gist of that.
And their schedule is not incredibly challenging. They have the Pelicans, Raptors, and the Timberwolves. So not the hardest schedule for the Mavs, but also for us, we'll get to that obviously. Ours isn't terribly difficult either, but of course we're going to get into that. But let's do our recap. Lots to talk about on both sides, the beginning and what's to come. But let's start with what was our first game here? Was it the Blazers? No, it was the Clippers.
Clippers. And we were right on that one. We both predicted a blowout. It's just exactly what we thought. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really close at all the whole game.
AD played one half.
Yeah. Too. Yeah, 4 points. We lost by 24. So
that was a very ugly game.
Kuzma had a good game, 25 and 5. Drummond 9 and 6. God, no one else really. Trez was the only other person in double digits with 14. So Clippers side kind of spread out. Kawhi only had 15 points. God, that's scary. if he has
What's
15
going on with
points.
him, dude? Like, is he not healthy? It doesn't seem like this year. It just seems like something's off with him.
Yeah, him and Paul George, they both have like nagging, weird, and they've always been like that. They just
I know.
the Clippers are just weird. nagging
Kawhi's
injuries.
always hurt.
Yeah.
He ever been? And then he just like, I feel like even in the bubble last year, like he wasn't right. I don't know. It's just weird, dude. Like certain games, he seems like not 100%. You know what I mean? Like, and then that whole thing when he was on the Spurs and he sat out like he was shut down for the whole season or something because
Yeah.
like sore knee or something.
Yeah,
Out the whole year.
who knows?
Yeah, but
And then PG at 24. I mean, what can we take away from this game? We totally expected all this.
that, to be honest, I hate to say this, but it kind of seemed like we gave up. Like, we knew we were outmatched.
Yeah.
Nobody was locked in.
Yeah.
The Clippers knew that also, and I think they took advantage of that, and they took advantage of our injury problems.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where, like, we were injured, and they just stepped on us, stepped all over us. Like, they kept us on the ground when we were injured. You know, like, they pounded us, dude. It was brutal. Yeah, so, I mean, that was a very ugly game to watch, and I want to wipe that out of my memory because I hate the Clippers so much, and I'm really done getting blown up by the Clippers. So anyways,
Yeah.
I honestly don't have like a whole lot to say. I think there was just like, it was one of those games where I started like critiquing it, and like I think I was even tweeting stuff, and then I was like, what's even the point? No,
Yeah.
everyone's checked out, like, so I don't have a whole ton.
Yeah, I think we can move on from that game.
Yeah. Nobody wants to even hear about it anyway.
Yeah, I think everyone kind of saw it coming, and there's
Yeah.
not much to say. Let's take a look at the Trailblazers. Tough one.
This was heartbreaking, man.
Yeah.
Woo!
I mean, what
Stats?
happened here? Yeah, 106, 101. AD played really well, 36 and 12. Kuzma had 4 points. Drummond had 4 points. KCP, 17. Caruso played well. He had 18 and 6. And then everyone else kind of had 6 and 4. And then on the Trailblazers side, Lillard had 38. McCollum had 21. Cantor had 10 and 10. Our boy Norman Powell had 19. And that's pretty much it. Nurk had 10 and 13. So, I mean, what happened here?
So we had some injury. So THT was out this game, correct?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm actually looking at some of my Twitter feed here because I know I had some good thoughts mid-game. Okay, so that was I always like it bothers me like when we literally, this happened in the Wizards game I think too.
Yeah.
Where like Caruso was out. It's like we lose a guard when we're playing a team that has good guards.
Yeah.
It literally drives me insane. So that really hurt us. I think THC is not the best defender, but it still throws off your rotations, and it helps them on the defensive end. Portland. So, the floor spacing was awful in this game. Offensively, we have looked horrible, dude. We've had it. We'll get to the games later. Things got a little better, but like, man, dude, we have no idea what we're doing. We're just throwing the ball into AD. Like, I've said this before, like, he needs to get into his attack earlier. We need to get into our offense earlier. We give it to him and we just wait. Dude, the defense is just sitting there. Everyone's standing. They're rested. You got to make the defense move. Like, that's how you have good offense. Like, they really got to work on that. You can't just wait for LeBron to come back or Schroeder to come back for this stuff to start happening again. Cut without the ball. Move. Like, there just needs to be more action offensively and more movement.
Yeah.
It's a problem. Turnovers were again. It's been literally an issue this whole year, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sick of. Aren't you just sick of just like 20 turnovers a game? Like it's like we blow these teams out. Just take care of it. Even if you're taking a bad shot, at least you're getting a shot up, than just turning it over, and also turning it over and leading to points on the other end, like for the other team. And it's like, just really bad execution.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was really frustrating to me. And I wanted to see more in the fourth from everyone. I just really wanted us to kind of step up, and it just feels like we were a step behind. And that's hard. That's hard to watch. A game we really needed, and I truly think we could have won that game. And I just hate talking about like injuries as an excuse. Like, step up. And I have to say this. We haven't really talked about the officiating much this year. I mean, a little bit here and there. The officiating in this game changed everything. There was the Caruso shot that was a goaltend. There was Kuzma tip dunk that was not an offensive interference. I don't know what. They literally just saw Portland react and just called it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of refs doing that, dude. And then the AD one where he dunked it and the ball went through and came back out.
Oh my god.
The foul on Caruso against Lillard, and then we challenged it and they still called it a foul. How is that a foul, dude? He's in position. Like, that's bad, man. Like, that's a game. I hate to blame the refs, but it's like, they got to have accountability, man. That's pathetic, dude. That changed the whole game. I remember that Kuzma dunk. We were down 4, I think. Or 2. I don't know. It was really, we would have basically either cut it to 2 or tied it up. Something like that. And then Lillard goes down, hits a 3. And then I think there was like the AD play or something. Basically, 2 of those bad calls led to 6 points. 2 threes from Lillard. That changed the whole game.
Yeah.
So I just have to say that's really embarrassing on the NBA's part.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable, man.
No, refs have done a worse than normal job this year.
Yeah, it's been bad.
And it's not just us. I mean, lots of complaints around the league, but yeah, especially
Kuzma?
that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Just really fast. Kuzma, 4 points, 2 for 10, 0 for 6 from 3, 3 turnovers, 33 minutes.
Yeah, just unacceptable. You
What?
can't have a night off like that.
What are we doing, dude?
That's why he'll like you said, you're never gonna be. He really has to prove it to you for you to be impressed again.
Yep.
Anyways.
0 for 6. Just
Yeah.
probably make 1 3. What were you saying?
Move.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You were saying
I was just talking about his tip, and as far as the
yeah.
refs go, like how can you see if it's inches off the rim in that split second just because people are complaining about it? Like that doesn't make sense to me.
I don't. It bothers me because literally, like, it was a late call too. Like, it was a dunk, and then Portland. You know, teams do that every time. They're like, oh, if it's close, they obviously the team goes, oh, it's a, you know, they're just gonna do that. Stop looking at the reaction,
Right.
and make the call. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but
Yeah.
yeah, very frustrating. Very frustrating game. Very
It's
hard
tough.
to watch. Yeah, tough loss.
Let's move on to a better game. Somewhat surprising game on Sunday. Lakers 123, Suns 110. Good win. Anthony Davis is back,
Yep.
especially in that game. 42 and 12. Big minutes though, 41 minutes. Caruso again showing up, 17 and 8.
Yep.
My boy Macklemore, 12 and 1.
Perfect.
Yeah, what else
All
do
you need, dude. You don't need more than that, man.
Trez,
Double
12 and
digits.
3. KCP, 17 and 2. KCP's been consistent. You gotta give him that.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot better. He had a bad streak.
Yeah. That's pretty much it on our side. Cameron Payne, your boy, 24 and 1.
I hate Cameron Payne.
Such a pest.
So annoying, dude.
Jay Crowder 13, Chris Paul 13 and 10, Devin Booker 21 and 6, Ayton 6 and 6, Bridges 15 and 4. So what did we do right in this one?
I just do want to touch Anthony Davis is back, and I didn't even say that in the Blazers. We're talking about the Blazers, but man, he took control of these games. Even the Nuggets game too. I mean, it's just you started to see Anthony Davis again, and there was nothing sweeter than that. That changed my everything for me, dude. Like I was getting a little worried. Like I kept saying it's just rust, and he'll get back to it. But I was having doubts. Because he just didn't look the same. And then LeBron came back. He didn't look the same. I was like, oh, my God, dude. The Lakers. I've said this the whole year. Health is everything for us. And to see him just, he looked like the Pelicans AD, dude. Like, when he was on that team and he would just carry them, Yeah. I remember when the Lakers used to play the Pelicans, dude. AD would destroy us, dude. He dropped, 40 and 12.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to see. I mean, dude, teams can't guard him, man. I don't... That's why, he is a top 5 player in the league because he's literally unguardable, even in the playoffs. Giannis? That's a big debate. I get it, Giannis or AD. But you know what? Giannis kind of shut down come playoff time. They built that wall. AD can't do that. He'll just pull up right at the wall.
Yeah.
He's our key, man. He's our X factor, and I'm just so happy. So that was really nice to see. I definitely did see some defensive breakdowns in this game. Crowder had two, there was back-to-back plays where no one was guarding Crowder. Just wide open. Just someone didn't pick. That was weird. Can't have that come playoff time. Little things, but those little things, that's how you make a championship team. You look last year throughout the bubble, Lakers didn't miss those defensive rotations. They were sharp on them. If the team makes it, they make it. They're pros. But you got to close out. I just think it was an overall great win. We needed it. I think mentally, to see AD play like this. Caruso played really well in this game. That's something I want to talk to you about. I think I wrote that to you. We got to give him credit where credit's due, man. Alex Caruso, he had a few really bad games where we were like, man, I don't know what's going on with him. He just looked off. And you know what? He stepped up as much as he could. And you have to give him credit, man. For his skill set, for him to step up like that, you got to give him credit. So that was really nice to see, and I don't know, it just gave me a lot of confidence now, and it was kind of reminiscent of last year in the bubble for sure with AD.
Yeah, I was thinking about when you're talking about how good AD is, how unstoppable he is, just the specs of him and Drummond being the same height and the difference in skill. Drummond's not a bad player, know. He was an all-star. So to have two guys that are that the same height and the skill set can just be so different.
Oh yeah.
It's incredible. But yeah, Caruso deserves big ups, and he's getting his opportunities, man. I mean, he earned it a couple seasons ago, and it's paying off right now because we got hurt guys. We got Schroeder doing whatever the hell he's doing.
That's COVID probably.
And it's good to see someone stepping up. And speaking of stepping up, I think we can transition into last night's game. I have mixed opinions about stepping up in this game. But did you have anything else for the last one?
No, I was just going to say, Caruso too, he's playing for his contract. This is his contract year, so I think he's going to get paid. If he keeps playing like this throughout the playoffs, I hope we keep him, man. I really do.
Yeah. Well, Lakers last night, 101. Knicks, 99. Overtime. And what did I tell you, Max? I texted you before. I said, I just know Randall's going to go off.
You did, dude.
He's having
How
an
can he
MVP.
shoot like that, man?
Remember my trainer that our friend Jeff used to call him Jasikovic? The guy I used to train with all the time. When I played at in junior college and late high school, he became his shooting coach.
What?
Yeah. he started working in the NBA with, like, training shooters, and like ever since Randall left the Lakers, he's been his shooting coach.
That guy
Isn't that
deserves
crazy?
credit. I hope he gets hired by like the Knicks or something. Is he working for a team?
He works for the Cavs. He's the shooting coach now.
Good for
Yeah.
him. I mean, he deserves it. He deserves to be working
But-
for a team.
Yeah, I think that was the missing piece of his game, and like him being so out of control on the Lakers, just
So out of control, dude. His control. It's honestly like mental for him. I think like he's like. I was thinking about it a lot last night, and just like the way he plays now. Because I mean, I see his stat line, but I don't really watch the Knicks play a ton.
Yeah.
Like I watched every Randall game on the Lakers, and like to see his improvement and like his patience and his mind.
yeah. No,
It's incredible, man.
It's almost like he's like a trained bull, you know? Like if you let a bull out of into the whatever, the rodeo or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like it'll go crazy for a little bit and then it calms down. It's like he's calming down.
Exactly, his zen or whatever. Like he's just at peace. I don't know. It's just.
But
it's
it
maturity.
did come out a little bit in overtime in the fourth quarter. He did get a little reckless, and I think that hurt them. Like, sure, he made a few shots, but if you watch those last, like, 10 minutes, he just took some awful shots.
Can we just talk about AD's defense, though, dude?
Incredible.
Bro, that one possession where he walked Randall, dude.
Yeah.
The way he, even, like, goes, like, laterally, like, shuffles his feet, like, and stays in front of the defenders, and then, like, he stays up, doesn't bite for the fake.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I mean, oh my, I don't even have words, man. It's just
you rarely see that too. It's like usually you could say good defense, but when it's just just a genuine lockup, like usually it's a foul or like they'll pass it and someone else makes a shot. But that was like such a big stop, and it was all his doing.
It was all him, dude. All him. He said, "You know what? You're not scoring on me."
Right.
I mean, it's incredible, dude. Like it's just that takes so much effort and like
down the stretch too and hurt.
Yeah, exactly. So this game was a hard-nosed, hard-fought, physical, defensive battle.
Yeah.
The Knicks are a feisty team. They were guarding us so high, dude. I don't know if you noticed that. And THT, Caruso were having issues. They were doing the right thing. I like that. I like how Thibodeau, I like his defense game plan. It's like, we're going to be in your face, dude.
Yeah.
And that gave us a lot of issues. We're having trouble because they keep trying to push you, like, farther out to get you out of your motion. So then the shot clock's at, 6 seconds, and then you end up taking a bad shot. It's brilliant defense. I have to give the Knicks credit for that. I still think THT, Caruso, there are times where it's like, Stu Lance was saying it. You gotta attack it. Like you can't keep. You got to make a move, a step, and go.
Yeah.
And I think we were lacking that a little bit. And I think it's also because we're having Caruso or sorry, I'm sorry, Caruso wasn't playing. I'm mixing up THT and whatever his name is.
Who, McLemore?
Kuzma. Basically, all our guards. The same thing was happening. Sorry, not Caruso, he was out. But especially THT, he kept getting pushed out. You have to make a move and attack it. That really hurt us. But we were defending too. It was like a defensive battle, hard-nosed game. They were physical. We were physical back. We battled. And AD didn't have the best scoring night. He was a little off. His shot was a little off. But Kuzma kind of helped a little bit with the offense. And I don't know, man. I was very proud of us, how we closed that game out. I do want to talk about THT and turnovers. It's definitely an issue. And I was listening to this podcast, and they were basically talking about if THT misses that shot, he's the most hated person.
Dude, I was thinking that exact same thing when he made it. I was like, I had my jaw open because I was excited, but I was like, dude, that is... After what he did right before
After what he did, 2 turnovers in clutch, oh my...
That takes a lot of balls.
Guts. You gotta give him credit, though, man, to just do that, dude.
And even the release, you know how when you shoot, for people that play basketball, you can tell if someone's not, like super confident,
Mm-hmm.
like with the release, if they like pull it short, and it looked like he
Yep.
pulled it short. I'm like, oh god, what are you doing? And it just went in. Like, I'm sure in his head he was like, wow, I can't believe I made that.
Yeah, that, so I think we need to, say awesome, great. We like that about THT, that he was fearless. That's awesome, right? Because you could easily, in that position, most players would just pass the ball up to another player and go in the corner after that, those two turnovers, right? Especially in Staples Center and playing for the Lakers. For him to do that, you got to give him credit. Now, were there some things that were questionable and shaky and make you get a little nervous come playoff time with some really out of control turnovers? Now, the Knicks were playing really well. I have to give them credit defensively, but I don't know. How do you feel going into the playoffs? Does that worry you a little bit? I mean, that's how teams play in the playoffs. They pressure you up, dude. Like,
you know what they did too is I wanted to talk about like making a strong decision with the ball. Is they leave like these weird gaps on defense to where it's like it's not enough space for you to like pull up, but it's not enough space for you to get anywhere. So you're just like kind of dribbling around, like just like probing, and then and then you jump in the air and pass it, and then
they did a great job.
Yeah. But there was a lot of possessions where we just ended up getting out of control, and that's what I think a lot of the turnovers came from.
100%.
But dude, those lobs to AD like on the break or like the half break.
Oh my god! I hold my
either
breath.
make it perfect or don't do it at all, because if you
THT did that. There was like 4 guys on AD. Just don't throw it. There's no point, dude.
They like to do that, but you have to do it perfectly.
LeBron does it so well.
Throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, only let LeBron do it, dude. Like.
And then THT had a couple bounce passes, like at Drummond's feet, and it's just like
it was just a lot of plays that make you kind of go, shake your head a little bit, like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, but I think proud of the team closing out for sure. I want to talk about KCP real quick. In the clutch at the end there, it really pissed me. Actually, I have 2 things to say. I know we only have a couple minutes before halftime, but
minutes. Go take it.
That corner 3 where he was kind of pinched when Wes Matthews got the tip.
Yep.
He's got to make that. We need that shot. He's like, people say it's like a tough shot. He's wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, he maybe
and that's
a
what you're
little
there to
bit.
Do. Yeah.
Right, and you're like the guy we want to make that shot. You got to make that.
It's your job.
Wes Matthews. Listen, I'm going to make a statement.
Gotta give him credit,
here.
man. He actually was feisty that game.
He made some big plays, and he did play good defense.
He did.
Especially on D Rose, and then at the end there, he
hit a couple. He hit a 3 in the 4th that was really crucial too.
But we were like down 5 or something. Still don't like the arrows. Like, dude, we're losing.
I know, it is weird. It's like
put the arrows away until we're winning, but. All in all, proud of the team. Quick interjection before halftime. Just want to say Reggie Bullock is playing 46 minutes on the Knicks. And he's not doing that well, but they're also a playoff team, so just wanted to say
legend,
that.
Dude.
Yeah. Didn't even play twice.
3-point specialist, dude.
Crazy. But yeah, I mean, we got about a minute left. Other than that, dude, Kuzma had a great first half. But where was he second half? I couldn't see him.
He's inconsistent within games too.
Yeah,
not just game to game. Drummond. Wait, we need to say that 16 and 18.
Yeah,
give him credit, man. That's a player that's like underrated in this game. No one talks about. No one says a word. Those rebounds helped. He was aggressive on the offensive boards. I just want to give him a shout out. That was, we need that Drummond, dude.
Yeah, they didn't have a ton, dude. They didn't have a ton of second chance opportunities, especially late down the stretch. But yeah, guys, we'll move on to these really important games here in a second. We're gonna take a quick halftime break. We'll be in the locker room. Peace. Okay, folks, welcome back to the second half, third quarter of the Lakers Lens podcast, episode 17. Max, injury report. What's going on?
So, just in, right before this
breaking
podcast,
news.
actually, LeBron James, who was actually expected to be suited up and ready to go tonight, is going to be taken off tonight and is targeting returning on Saturday against the Pacers. Anthony Davis is also out tonight, and don't really know more than that. I know LeBron is expected to play Saturday. AD is probably just day to day. I'm actually, I know we're talking about this before, but I'm actually okay with this. AD had his groin tighten up last night. You probably saw it if you watched the game. Not something you want to be messing around with. You tear that groin, you pull that groin, you're out for the playoffs, and your season's over. So it's not worth it. We can win the play-in if we have to. LeBron, I actually have no issue with it because we have a break till Saturday. We have 2 days off. Give him that break. Because we'll probably have tomorrow off and then practice Friday, I would assume. Give them, obviously today off and then tomorrow off. I think that'll help them so much. We're playing the Rockets. We're playing a terrible team, worst team in the NBA. What, you're shaking your head, Matt? You think the Rockets can give us a...
I have a few opinions. First of all,
Okay.
what is it with Anthony Davis? And dude, you honestly, he could have 6 injuries and I would still believe it because he falls so much. Like the fact that you say, I don't get it, dude. I mean, I understand he hustles and he plays hard, but like, it's just an abnormal amount of. Like Stu Lance is like, there goes AD again on the ground. We got all eyes on AD, and he's just sitting on the ground, like giving me a heart attack. But you know what I think it is he's so big and he hustles like he's a smaller guy, so he falls really hard. When he does fall, and that's what's scary. And dude, I just wish he would realize, like, dude, some of these balls are just not. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it.
No, I know.
Like maybe if you're like a up and coming, like a Caruso type player, like
he's always been like that, dude. On the Pelicans, AD would always get like little nagging injuries. Do you remember that? Like always, dude.
It's just it's scary.
Yeah, it is scary. No, I'm with you on that. So Schroeder still remains out. Might be back for the last couple games. We don't really have any update on that. Caruso is questionable, so we have no idea. But if you're following Lakers Lens podcast on Twitter, I will let you know. Just so everyone knows, I will let you know the moment there is any sort of injury. I'm on top of that stuff. I know you guys probably already follow, people, but you can follow me. I will, as fast as I can, always post the injury updates for you. So I'll let you know once I find that out about Caruso.
Let me just interject real quick, because you asked me about the Rockets and what I was scared about.
Yeah. KPJ?
No. Well,
he's good, dude. He's really good.
We've talked about, I know this is the worst team in the league, but we've talked about what happens when we have that mindset is they know that we're struggling to find that spot. And they have absolutely nothing to lose.
True.
I mean, this is a G League team. Half of these guys I've never even heard of. Their best player is Daniel House.
Christian Wood, probably.
He's not on. He's hurt.
He's questionable. He's questionable tonight, so he could play.
Yeah, but
I know. I get your point. No,
they have DJ Augustine as their starting point guard. Like
KPJ, dude.
Okay, but that goes to my point. Is like they could come out and spank us. I don't think they'll spank us. I think we're gonna have a couple checks tonight to where we take a timeout and we're like, okay, let's
wake up.
Let's wake up. And I texted you this earlier. I think Kuzma has 30. That's my hot take.
Okay, so that's your hot take. Kuzma 30 tonight. So you're predicting a win though, right?
Yeah. I think we'll win, but I think you're gonna text me later and be like, Matt, You're just gonna say Matt. You're just gonna text me and be like, when the
right.
Rockets make a run.
All right, so Kuzma 30 and a Lakers win. I'm gonna go a Lakers win. I'm not too worried about this game, to be honest, but watch me regret that later. I just think that this whole team understands that this is the time to really go into the right gear. We need it because of the play-in scenario. I think they know that that we're better even without LeBron and AD.
Yeah.
We got some confidence from last night. The one thing that does worry me is kind of along the lines of what you're saying with, like, they have nothing to lose. They're going to just be flying around, just giving their all, playing fast. And we came from an overtime game where we exuded a lot of energy on a back-to-back. Now, that's the one part of this game that concerns me, is that sometimes when you give your heart and soul into a game, the next game, you come out a little flat, come out a little slow, come out a little tired in an overtime game like that. That's my one worry. So that's why I'm predicting the Lakers to win, but it's going to be under 10.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, hoping for the best.
Yeah, don't know my hot take yet. It'll come to me.
Okay. And don't forget, we're sore, too. We're tired.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're beat up a little bit. Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to... I still don't know why they don't have the times for these games, but there's Saturday and Sunday. We play the Pacers on Saturday, so we have that little break, which is nice.
Is that home?
People rested up. No.
Okay, so we go to Indiana. Okay.
Yeah. They have the Bucks tomorrow, so hopefully they get spanked. What are we looking for here with these Pacers?
This is a game you should not lose. We should have AD and LeBron back, I believe, unless this AD injury is worse than we think.
Yeah.
Regardless, LeBron should come back Saturday. I would be shocked if he doesn't.
Yeah.
This is a game I think they're going to be pumped for. I think the team, we're going to come off a win from the Rockets, right? We're going to be pumped. We're going to be confident. We're going to be like, oh my God, we got our guys back. We're back. Like, everyone's watching us. I think they're going to spank the Pacers, dude. I really do. I think it's going to be one of those things where, like, I don't even care about Russ with LeBron. I think LeBron's going to be dishing. I think everyone's going to be like, you know, all the other players have had to step up this whole year because LeBron and AD have been out for so much of it. And now they're like, there's not as much pressure on me. I'm going to play more free. The THTs, you know, the Kuzmas, you know. So, I don't know. I just think everyone's going to be pumped to play that game, and I think it's going to be a good team win. Pacers are all over the place. Their coach is probably going to get fired, I saw. Like, they're just kind of a mess, and I really like the Lakers in this game. I'm feeling really good about it. How about you?
Yeah.
So I'm taking a blowout.
I feel pretty good about it. Yeah. I mean, I feel pretty good about it. I think I disagree a little bit with the mindset. Like, I haven't seen it very often. I saw it with the Suns. The mindset of, like, okay, we got our guys back. I know we didn't have LeBron, but you don't, like, I haven't seen...
You want to see it. Like when the Kings game, when we had them both back and we choked. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the other guys need to, like, recalibrate for at least a game or two sometimes.
That's
because
fair.
the roles are so drastically different when LeBron comes back. For Kuzma, for all these people, because he just has the ball in his hands all the time. Mm-hmm. So whether he's passing or whatever, but everything just changes. So I think our guys are not the best at adjusting, like during right before the game or just in one game. So I don't know about. I'd love to see it, and I hope we do, but a little bit worried about that.
So I think
we still win though.
My one thought though is, like, looking back kind of at the Kings game, like kind of comparing it to what you're saying, I think LeBron, the thing with that game is like, LeBron wasn't 100%. I think everyone was expecting him to be, and I think the other role players, like, it's almost like they were expecting him to be and he wasn't, and that kind of threw off her whole game plan. And I think if, like, you know, the players have been commenting that LeBron looks good in practice, he looks ready to go. I think they're going to understand that, and LeBron's going to come out. I think you're going to see a different version of LeBron. Yeah, he'll be a little rusty. I think he'll be missing his shot. He's not going to be that sharp. But I think you'll see him passing the ball, getting guys involved. I just think you're going to see him a little more mentally prepared just because that ankle's got a little more time to rest. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. But so I'm going to take a healthy win here.
I think he should also make it a point, and I think people should be telling him, like, do everything you can to help win this game, but to not put yourself in bad situations where you could re-aggravate.
Oh, 100%.
You know, like, just like random fast breaks or like out of control takes where you could twist it or land on someone.
Clogged paints, just whip it out, man. Just get it out.
Yeah.
Don't try to go up and do
anything crazy.
You don't need to. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, no, I think I agree. Let's move on to the final game of the season. Hopefully, unless you count the playing game. Versus the Pelicans. Pelicans, probably the hardest game of this. Definitely the hardest game of this stretch here. Mm-hmm. I mean, and they're gonna take a beating just because they also play the Mavericks, and they want it just as bad as we do. So they got two tough games. But what do we think here?
So no Zion. I think that changes everything.
Oh, what happened to him?
He's out for the year.
Whoa.
I think it was a wrist.
Or
was it wrist? I can't remember what it was. Do you mind checking up on that really fast? I forget what the injury was, but I know he's out for the year. I mean, it's only like three games, but
yeah.
So that I think is going to change everything. He makes their team so dynamic. He gives you such a matchup nightmare. I don't care if it's AD. I don't care who it is. Like he's just Zion. He's so he's so freakishly athletic that it gives. You're not always gonna have AD on him. You're gonna have other guys on him.
Right.
So that helps a lot for us defensively because then we could focus more on Brandon Ingram. Or is Ingram healthy?
I think he's...
Or is he hurt too? I think he got hurt too, didn't he?
I think he hasn't been playing, but Zion he broke his finger.
No, finger, not wrist.
Yeah.
Man, I think Ingram might be out too.
He's day-to-day right now.
Oh, okay. So let's assume he's back.
So, yeah.
You can focus on him more.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going three now to end the season. I think that. I think that Knicks game was kind of the turning point for us. I truly think that. I truly believe that. I think this team understands the situation.
Yeah.
And something I want to talk about kind of after we preview this game is kind of just like the scenarios, and like we'll get to that after, but I do want to touch on that because it's kind of what I'm saying now. Like they understand the situation, and I think it's more of like not necessarily like, I mean it is, but it's not necessarily solely just we don't want to be in the play-in, that's what we need to win. I think it's almost like an ego thing. They want to end the season the right way. With how our expectations were super high, and obviously we got hit with COVID and injuries, whatever. But the reality is, we're literally... Did we ever think we'd be fighting to get out of the play-in scenario at the beginning of the year? No, we thought we were going to be the one... I mean, I said I think we were going to be like the 4th seed, but nobody thought more than that, right? So I think to me, it's like an ego thing. They want to come out. They want to stomp on the Pelicans and finish 3-0 to get that chemistry going. I think things are going to start clicking. Assuming AD's okay, everyone's kind of fine, and we can kind of start picking up. So I just like this matchup. I don't know. We always beat the Pelicans. They don't really have a good bench. I think our bench is way better, personally, and I just think we outmatch them. And if LeBron and AD are playing, good luck, dude. Good luck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm taking a win there. God, I got to do my hot take, dude. You know what? I'm going to do it. McLemore's dropping a 30 tonight against his former team. Revenge game. Ben McLemore. 30. Give it to me. He's going to go off from 3.
I feel like he's been on so many teams that he...
Dude, no, he
doesn't
hates the
want
Rockets.
revenge on anyone.
They didn't trust him. They didn't believe in him. It's the Ben revenge game for me. I'm going McLemore.
Oh, you did text me that earlier.
30 points tonight, folks. Look, okay, you think Kuzma's gonna drop 30? McLemore's gonna drop 30. That's even one up in you, dude, because McLemore doesn't get as much minutes.
Yeah. Hey.
He's gonna catch fire from 3, and then Vogel's gonna keep him in the 4th. Well, dude, LeBron and AD are out, so he's going to get a lot of minutes tonight. You're going to see him in there a lot with that second team. So
you want to see... I know you want to see Trez in there more, too, right? He hasn't been playing.
That's something I wanted to touch on. I'm glad you brought that up. The center rotation is kind of a mess right now.
Yeah.
Trez is not getting a lot of minutes.
No, he's not.
I just think it's wrong. I get Gasol playing well, but, like... It doesn't seem right to have the 6th man of the year, a guy with so much energy and so much talent offensively, sit so much. I get it has to do with matchups, and that's what's happening.
Yeah.
He's just playing it by matchups, which I understand, but tries to come in for 4 minutes. Like, what? I just... Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to touch on that because it is something that is kind of going on right now, and it's going to be very interesting come playoff time. So, I mean, we don't really know what's going to happen, but I personally just would like to see more Trez minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree. Well, I'm very excited. I want to get to some random news because there's some stuff out there. But I'm excited for 3-0 this week. And then we have... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. I just want to touch on one thing before we do the random questions.
Yeah.
So, kind of what I was talking about before, about the scenarios. And remember, if we get into the 6th seed, we're probably going to play the Clippers. Now, would you rather have this? Be in the play-in, beat the Warriors, play the Suns in a 7-game series, or not be in the play-in, get the 6th seed, and play the Clippers first round? Matt, I'm going to leave that to you. Makes you think, right?
I mean, you got to look at it like you'd rather face them now than later, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I mean...
So you're like, give me Clippers, let's
anyways, go. Right? Yeah, I mean...
Without the chemistry, though, we might need to build it a little bit. I don't know that
chemistry, but think about injuries. I don't know. Plus, whoever else would play the Clippers, could they beat them if it wasn't us? The Mavs want revenge on the Clippers.
That'd be so sick if the Mavs somehow upset the Clippers. Oh my gosh, dude.
So, I don't know. I mean,
bring on whatever.
I'm ready for whatever. I mean, I'm scared of the Clippers, but we're going to have to see someone tough either way.
That's a good point.
No matter what. So
I just think we match up good against the Suns just because I don't think DeAndre Ayton can do anything to AD, and I think AD can absolutely destroy that team. But you're right. I mean, we're going to have to face... It's almost would be nice to get him out of the way first round. That'd be incredible, and for us, just like mentally,
that's
the confidence that would give us. So
it would be hard. It would be hard.
Yeah, I can see either way. All right. Anyways, we can jump in now.
Yeah, so first of all, I just found this out last night. I'd never heard of this guy before. You have to watch his highlights. On the Thunder, Alexei Pokusevsky. Pokusevsky.
He's a rookie, right?
Dude, he's Kevin Durant 2.0. He's a point guard and he's 7 feet tall.
Wait, what does he look like again? I think
he's incredibly skinny. He's 7 feet 190.
Okay, I think I've seen him, but I don't really watch the Thunder. But
dude, but you gotta watch his highlights. He's insane.
Send me some.
He plays like Durant. That's all I wanted to say about him. Is
Thunder are gonna be so good in like 5 years, dude. There's so many first round picks. They're just gonna build a squad, dude, with all around Shea Alexander.
Yeah, SGA.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun team in a couple of years.
Oladipo out, surgery again on that same quadricep
for the year. So sad, dude.
Yeah, I know it's your boy.
So sad. Another guy with injuries, never the same. So I want to say that to me. Remember we talked last week who our sleeper team in the East was.
Yeah.
That kind of changes things for me. I think that hurts them. I like that addition to the Heat. I thought he was going to come back. So, I don't know about the Heat anymore, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know if they have enough. I'll stick with them because I don't want to change it. But I just want to touch that definitely, like, takes away a little bit of hope for me. Not hope. Not that I'm cheering for the Heat. But just, like, my prediction of them kind of being the sleeper team. But
what about your Wizards, man? They're in the 10th seed, I think.
My Wizards?
Yeah.
I mean,
Beal's out.
I just love Beal, dude. That's it. I mean, I want him to...
He got hurt?
Yeah, hamstring. Hammy.
Does Curry creep into your MVP projections? Not at all?
No, not at all. I wouldn't say that, but I don't think he should win it. I think we talked about this. Dude, listen, if anyone's going to talk great about Curry, it's going to be me. I love Curry. I think he's awesome. If they were not in the play-in, 100% he's the MVP. Like, I think it's that close. Like, I think they're the 6th seed. He should unanimously be the MVP. But I think they've just lost some really bad games. And you look at a guy like Jokic, I just think he deserves it. Even Embiid has had an incredible season, as much as I can't stand him. And there's someone else, too, I was just thinking about, but I can't remember.
Randall?
Nah, not Randall. Who else? What are the other people that are...
I mean, Luka potentially.
Giannis?
I think it's really down to those.
I just think you should give it to Jokic at this point. What he's done without Jamal Murray and to stay available the whole year.
Yeah.
I just think that's incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm just going with Jokic. That's what
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, I mean, Curry deserves it way more than Chris Paul does.
Yeah.
He might be having the best regular season of his career. Like, that's how crazy it is. But you can't just give guys, like, Kobe did too.
Yeah.
LeBron has too, and they don't give them the MVP. Like, it's just, guys have great seasons, and I think sometimes it's like, it's very easy to be like, MVP, but it's like, okay, you know, what effect are you having on your team?
Yeah.
You know?
Speaking of Kobe, Hall of Fame induction on Saturday. And
Banner tonight.
Yeah.
Unveiling Banner. Yeah, so both those things. Hope you're tuning in, Laker fans out there.
Yep. So that'll give us some inspiration and some mojo for the playoffs this time around again. What else is new? Top stories. LaMelo's creeping back up to that rookie of the year.
Who deserves it? I'm gonna ask you, Matt. LaMelo or Ant?
I think LaMelo does, even with the injury.
Really?
Like, dude, he's so good, and the Hornets are potential playoff bid.
Ant though, dude, he's been balling, bro.
Who cares?
Your boy. That
selfish,
dunk.
man.
No, I actually agree with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I think LaMelo, it's ridiculous, dude. If he never got hurt, he would unanimously get it. Like, just the fact that they're fighting for a playoff pushes him over the edge.
Yeah.
He deserves it. I'm sorry. That guy has played out of his mind. I feel bad because, like, you know, Edwards has also had just a phenomenal season, and he has shown so much promise, man. That guy's going to be a stud. Dude, the Wolves, like, got some players, man. Can they just figure it out? I mean, Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, and Malik Beasley.
They got a lot of
boy.
Yeah, Beasley. They
Knockdown, dude.
Vanderbilt, Jared Vanderbilt. I don't know. They got a bunch of random guys. Rubio. But
they just need to fill out the rest of that roster, dude. That's the problem with them. Like, their bench and stuff. Like, they need to figure that out. Coach of the year, Matt. That's my question for you.
Well, I just read this. I'll interject, but I'll answer your question.
No.
Former Lakers head coach Rudy Tomjanovich, Hall of Fame call. He's being inducted for being a player and a coach. Yeah. He was probably one of the worst Lakers coaches.
Jeez, dude.
He was pretty bad.
I do like what he said, though. Never underestimate the heart of a champion. I think we all... You know, and like the Lakers this year, everyone wants to laugh at us for being the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
Never underestimate the heart of a champion.
Yeah. Well, coach of the year. What's his name? The Suns guy?
Monty Williams.
Yeah, I think he deserves it.
I think that's fair.
I think this is a big year for him. Like, I'd never really heard too much about him before this.
Mm-hmm. He was Popovich's assistant all those years, or one of his assistants. Yeah.
Mm.
So he obviously, that's a good place to learn from. But
yeah,
I think Tom Thibodeau deserves a lot of consideration. Dude, that roster's not that good, man. Like, can we just talk about that? Like, that's coaching, dude. Look at that roster, dude. Randall's amazing, right? They got one guy, dude. Emmanuel Quickley's an up-and-coming guy. I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Alfred Payton. Huh?
Derrick Rose.
I mean, D Rose is awesome, dude. But I'm saying, like, he's even, like, turned D Rose's game into made his game into another level. Like, he's elevating these players, you know, that... I mean, look at Rose last year. Like, he was good, but he's playing some of his best basketball. Taj Gibson, I mean, come on, dude. But they're all playing their roles. I don't know. They're a feisty team. They play hard, and they're young. And you have to give... A good coach will get young guys to play well and elevate their games. So I just think he should get considered. 1 minute.
We have a minute left. We got to plug the socials. Why don't you go ahead, Max?
Follow us on Twitter at Lakers Lens.
What? No, it's Lens Lakers.
Lens Lakers. I'm sorry. Follow us on Twitter at Lens Lakers. My bad. And Matt, Instagram?
It's like Lakers Lens podcast. I haven't been posting, guys. I need to get back into it.
Yeah, we need you to get back into it. Please interact with us.
I'm working hard on the editing end, trying to get the podcast sounding good. So,
are they on Spotify?
Yeah.
All right. I thought they were a little late on last week's.
They might have been. I did some. They're all on YouTube too.
2. Go Lakers.
Oh fuck! Bye.